go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Tom Ford, part of their private blend line, and this one called Vanilla Sex. Now, this one right here, actually, you know what? This is part of the Fragflex return haul, and this is on my sampling lineup. Actually spent my own money on a sample. I spent like probably 10 bucks Canadian. Yeah, I'm doing a pity party right now on this fragrance because I really wanted to smell all these new Tom Fords coming out, including this one. Not that it's new to fragrance reviewers, it's old to fragrance reviewers. I'm late, but I haven't. I've seen it in a Sephora and I smelt it off the atomizer. I didn't put it on skin, and I kind of know where this is going to be going. But an interesting fragrance nonetheless, and I can't wait for the Tom Ford haters to hit the comments below. Not worth it. Of course, the Tom Ford pricing it's a luxury product. Personally, I'd rather wear this kind of stuff, or not this, but like personally Tom Ford fragrances than Louis Vuitton. And that's, you know, the competition. And honestly, these are luxury brands. They can chart, and this is not the end of it. This is going to keep going higher and higher. They want these to be more exclusive. They're selling too much, I think. They feel like they can bump up, bump up, bump up. And that's where it's going to be going. So this one, Vanilla Sex, panned in the fragrance community. From what I see, a lot of people dislike it. A big part of that is pricing. If it was 1/3 of the price, we would have different fragrance reviews and different comments in regards to them. So you got to keep that in mind. Pricing is a factor as a fragrance reviewer. Is it worth it or not? Those are things that need to be tackled as well. So let's get into it. Before we get into anything, I'd appreciate if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Much appreciated. Now let's get into the note breakdown of Vanilla Sex. And looking at it, this note breakdown really makes me think of, this is going to go in the direction of Effin' Fabulous from the same brand. You know, this kind of, I feel like the fragrance department or the creative direction of the actual perfume and the marketing department really just, I don't know, I don't think they see eye to eye. You can put those ideas together. You know, Effin' Fabulous had this really edgy name, but really it was tame and almost a classy fragrance for such a name like that. And I feel like from what I smelt in Sephora, I feel like this is the exact same vein, that it's not going to be as crazy as some people thought. Like when they see this name, they're thinking, okay, Vanilla Ford, it's going to be a dark, dense vanilla, and with sex in the name, it's going to be maybe animalic or a little crazy, a little dark. Yeah, and I don't know, the color obviously doesn't, I don't know. Let's get into it. Let's actually delve into this one. Released in 2023. That bottle, what is this called? This color is beautiful color. I love these bottles. These Tom Ford bottles are beautiful. They look great together, all the different colors and stuff like that. This is more like a nude color, I guess. That's what probably the women would say or call this color. The nose behind this is Nathalie Graciasetto, an all-star perfumier. I can see maybe why this was returned. It looks like some of the juice went on the sticker here, which is pretty easy. Vanilla browns when it gets aerated like that a little bit, when it's sitting there. So I don't know if some spilt on there, but it looked like it had like a little, but I just scrubbed it off. So let's get into it. Let's put it on strip and then we'll put it on skin. Let's delve into Vanilla Sex. And these atomizers, of course, not some of the greatest in the game, but it'll do. So let's sniff this one out. Let's see what we get. Yeah, it's, you know, I'm going to reference Effin' Fabulous quite a bit in this fragrance review because it's got the same kind of build, the same kind of idea. Right away, both of those are kind of made for the same kind of events. They have a very, how can I say, they're very well constructed from what I smell. but they're very vanilla, hence the name, but very, not much color to them. They're very well made, well constructed, but they're lacking that wow factor for some people. But there's an air of classiness to this and effing fabulous in build. Right away, it smells almondy, just like the top note, bitter almond. That Tonka is throwing that almond, and it's absolutely beautiful. So this is going to be a disappointment for anybody that's looking for a syrupy vanilla, a dark vanilla, or you're used to the playful vanillas. No, this is almost like a classy vanilla. Think, and I know I'm reaching here, but think L'Art et la Matière from Guerlain. You know, Spiritus Double Vanille, Tonka Impérial, Cuir Beluga, Angélique Noir. And I'm reaching. I know I'm reaching. To my real noses out there, you know I'm reaching. But it's the same type of idea where it's very plain, it's very well constructed, and that is the appeal of it, is that creaminess, the lack of color, I like this one. I know I'm gonna get some hate in the comments. I don't really care, honestly. And that's, you know, that's a real fragrance reviewer. I don't go on Fragrantic and go look, oh, okay, 80% are positive of the comments. I'm gonna go on YouTube and do a positive fragrance review. A lot of reviewers do that, by the way. They go with the crowds because you don't want to lose subscribers. You don't want to have negative comments. I don't care. People are gonna say, oh, it's not worth the money. Yeah, I just said it in the video. I don't care. Oh yeah, they use that bitter almond. It's beautiful. The tonka bean almond is heavy in here, but it's giving it the lack of color that's in here. It's giving it some color, at least some brown, to support and give that color. There's a balmy quality to this thing, which makes it very interesting. It's almost waxy. It's almost, it has that almost like you know how Iris classes up a fragrance? This has that classy appeal to it, that waxiness, that almost makeup-like vibe. It almost has a root beer accord in here a little bit, like very minute. You'd have to look for it, but almost like there's benzoin in here. Yeah. And as usual, the marketing is much flashier than the actual scent itself. The scent itself is actually like effing fabulous, almost in a way classy. And yeah, and the name is completely, I don't know, you could probably correlate them. And it's the same thing with this. You could correlate it that the scent profile is it's not like, yeah, those two correlate so well to me. I really want to, you know, once I turn off the camera, I'm going to go check out my bottle of effing fabulous because it really reminds me of it. And this is probably more vanillic centric than that one. But it really portrays that. And they both smell expensive. And that's the thing, right? They don't smell like, a designer fragrance doesn't smell like this. It doesn't smell like, and I mean designer, I mean things that are like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Paco Rabanne, stuff like that. You can't, you know, judge this to a Quentin Bisch, Tonka Le Mal elixir kind of thing. No, this is so much more classier. So yeah, for the general public or for, you know, people that are just, you know, getting into fragrances and, you know, they're probably not going to get this. It's too bland, too boring. But I like this kind of recipe that you don't have to be flashy all the time. Would it be my first Tom Ford to purchase if I started my whole collection again? No. Would it be something I would pay full retail for? No, that's what discounters are for. Is it expensive? Yes, it is. For what you get, yeah. But it smells rich to me and it smells expensive to me. Unlike a lot of brands that are asking $300, $400, $500, $600 and they smell like a designer fragrance that's $120. So the vanilla itself has hardly any bite to it. It's sweet, it's creamy, it's gourmand. It has some powdery aspects. A lot of the colors that I'm getting is like this nude color, almost like the tonka bean color. Almost like a light brown kind of color to me personally. But just like Effin' Fabulous, it's not a standout from the brand, from Tom Ford, that I would actually start throwing money at. I'd be like, yeah, that's what I want, right? Would it hit a top 5 Tom Ford fragrances for me? No, probably not top 10, but I'm a Tom Ford guy. I really like the brand. However, it's not one of the worst. I'll tell you that right now. And it's highly wearable for me. It's one of those fragrances that, mostly I would be dressing this thing up, evening, night times. I can wear it casually too, just to enjoy it. Yeah. So vanilla sex, perhaps a play on for boring sex. Like this is like trying to get the marketing department with the scent profile more intimate than rough and tumble, if that makes sense. The scent profile is much more, more intimate than, yeah. I like it. It reminds me of the early Laurie Lamatière Guerlains, and I know I'm reaching, I know. You can say it in the comments, but not as big, not as well made, but it's there, which is a great, that is a huge compliment to Vanilla Sex and Tom Ford, because that is a line that is right up my alley, like Cuir Beluga, Angélique Noire, Spitzeuse, Double Vanille, Tonka Impérial. Those are the early days of Guerlain for me personally, that I absolutely fell in love with the brand. And a lot of people, if you remember, Laurie Lamatière got panned a lot. It was very vanilla lineup when they first started. Not a lot of people liked them. They were really actually panning Laurie Lamatière. It was like the really boring vanillas, and how things have turned around over the years. This is... if I didn't know it was a Tom Ford, and again, like some subscribers saying, oh, blindfold him, he won't know what he's... No, I would smell this and I would say, this might be a Guerlain. I wouldn't say Tom Ford. I might say this is Effin' Fabulous a little bit. I can't wait to smell that one, because I know there's almond in that one as well, and it kind of has the same thought process. I don't know if I'm the first one to correlate these two, but it's uncanny on how the names, the scent profiles and all that are really close. And I don't mean like they smell alike. I'm just saying I would wear Effin' Fabulous for the same events that I would for this one. So at the end of the day, solid release from Tom Ford. I don't think it's the most unique. Is it worth the $500 that they're asking? No, of course not. That's what discounters are there for. I wouldn't buy it retail, but I'd buy it discounted, personally for me. And I'm a Tom Ford guy. I collect them, if you haven't noticed. And just for the bottle alone. Like I bought things like Lavender Extreme because of the bottles. So take that with a grain of salt in regards to what I see here. But yeah, not a Tom Ford that I would say. And I've poo-pooed a lot of private blends in the past, but one of the middle of the road ones that I would wear from time to time, but I don't think it would hit like a top 10 seasonal list or anything like that. It wouldn't hit at least the front part of those top 10 lists, maybe in the back end a little bit, if that's the taste of what I want. So yeah, a good scent. Now you can find this one at fragflex.com like I did. Of course, I'm decanting this one. That's going to be fun to decant. Not much to it, 50 mils. And you can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide. You don't have to buy, obviously, this, but go check out their Tom Ford selection. They do come into... What's great about these discounters is... and that's why I have a ton of them on my computers, that I have tabs on a lot of these discounters, and I keep revisiting them, because what happens is, like a brand like this that discontinues a lot of their fragrances, and I know I'm such a FOMO guy, but things like Plum Japonais that was discontinued, Oud Wood Intense or Tobacco Oud or things like that, like randomly pop up at these discounters. So you have to continuously check, but they do come in stock sometimes because they buy big bulk of fragrances, and sometimes those discontinued gems are in there. And you'll get them for retail. You're not going to save a lot of money, but sometimes they don't know what they have when they put them on their websites, and that's where real frag heads snipe them up. So definitely Frag Flex should be in your Rolodex to check out from time to time. But Vanilla Sex, not a bad scent. I can't wait to wear it today. It is a cool fall day, but nothing wrong with wearing this one today. And now that you heard my take, here we go. The comments below. Overpriced, you know, the people with the pitchforks are going to come out. And I already know as a fragrance reviewer, you see, like I already know before even ending this video, I already know how the comments section is going to perceive this video. I'm going to lose subscribers. I'm going to have people in the comments not even watching the video and say some negative things about the fragrance, things like that. I already know this. So think about these influencers that go through this research. They are going to pan this because it is what's popular. And the big reason why these get panned is because of price. Honestly, I think that's the only thing. If these came in 100 mils for the same price, it might be a different story, or 100 mils and you knock off a couple $100. But again, it's a product. Tom Ford, Louis Vuitton, all that, they want to be more exclusive. So now, as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your Tom Ford private blend, release wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.